Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a personal reading for someone who wanted a general reading. But in specific, this person has been watching a lot of my pick a card readings, and what's really been resonating with them lately are my messages about needing to rest and heal after a more tumultuous period in life. So for this person, what we're going to be doing is looking into the current energy and like what energy is coming in and whatnot. But we're going to relay some extra messages about resting and healing and kind of go more into depth with that for this person. So if you're resonating with that, then stay tuned. Maybe there's some messages that will come through for you as well. And if you're interested, check out the link below to find out how you can purchase a personal reading from me. But by all means, you don't have to purchase anything. Feel free to follow my channel. I'm going to be offering tons of free content and actually expanding on that in the near future. So I'm excited for that. And I'm excited for this reading. I had fun reading like your little intro and your bio and about yourself. That's probably the funnest thing for me about this, is getting to read everybody's little stories. Or not. Some people don't even tell me their name and I just tap into their energy, and that's fun too. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. I think something that's going to be really interesting is that you are more of like a logical, analytical, cerebral type of person, and so you've asked me to help you with this because you know that that's not 100% one of your strengths, but I feel like your intuition is something that really wants to grow here, and I feel like you've made it a lot stronger because I can feel all the balance that you've come to through meditation, and I feel like you said, you're very open-minded, and you're kind of opening up to the idea of just being more receptive in your life, and I think that that's brought a lot of peace and tranquility to you, and so I'm really feeling like this peaceful energy coming from you, and I feel like you're really on this high vibe, and so we're gonna go deep here. If you want to go deep, we're gonna go deep. We're gonna be doing some deep diving, like one of my favorite YouTubers, Infinite Waters, would say. So yeah, you and I were doing some deep diving. First thing we're going to start with is this card that flew out of the deck. There were two cards. But this is something I feel like is your strength. You are actually very good at developing abundance. It's not hard for you. You're very intelligent, and you have this inner knowledge and this inner wisdom that you've been gifted. And so this has been helping you, excuse me, with your abundance. And so this is a strong area of your life, and I think they're trying to tell you, like, this is a gift, and you can actually cultivate this, and you can expand on this. Anything that you already have in your life in abundance, like, you can always ask for more. You can always expand on that, and I feel like that's something that wants to happen in your life, is a lot of expansion. That's why things have been so tumultuous. Now you're resting and healing because you're going through a transformation, and there's like a transition here. And this is where the resting and the healing happens, and then you're going to expand through this. And I feel like your abundance is actually going to expand. I feel like you have the ability to develop some type of product or service that's more heart-based, more based around like your strengths and what you love. I feel like you've already done this in your life, but you have the ability to take this to the next level and to actually bring more joy into your life. So there's a lot of messages coming out about this, and I feel like that's going to be one of the themes of the reading. I'm also seeing a lot come up about your love life, so we're probably going to get into that too. One more card that flew out for you was this one, and I thought that was so interesting. I wanted to pull a couple cards as a clarifier from my personal deck. It's kind of interesting, my personal deck. But this one flew out for you, and I've only had it come out for one other person, and it was actually a person that was asking, they were like looking into someone that had passed away, and so I find it interesting that this came to you out for you, and so I'm going to read this card to you. It says, "Who is the first person to come to mind? Whether an actual angel, earth angel, departed loved one, spirit guide, or your deity, there is someone who is here now to comfort you. They want you to know that you are safe. They can see your situation, and they want you to know that all is well and will continue to be. They want you to make a wish. They can pull some strings. Have faith. Maybe that's what this is all about." So I hope that message resonates with you, and that you know who this is coming from. or where this is coming from. But yeah, that's really special. Whenever I see this, I always know exactly who it's coming from. Like, one time it was like, I swear it was like my dog that passed away. I was thinking about him and really sad, and I drew a card and it was this, and I was like, oh my god! And then, yeah, there were some other times I drew this, and like, I felt like I knew where it was coming from, so yeah, that's really cool, really sweet message. So what's your current energy? Okay. Okay, so I'm seeing this rebirth card. It's obvious that you're going through some type of ending and beginning phase here. And you even said that you've had a tumultuous period before you, and I'm seeing that here with this challenge card. So it's like they're acknowledging, like, it's like you are very, you know where you're at right now. But this is kind of hinting at your future, which is so interesting in your current energy. Basically, there's a disconnect from you and other people. There's a lot of walls that are up emotionally between you and other people. And you are very good at connecting with others. You're very good at counseling people. People come to you for help. And not just for your job, but it's like emotionally as well. And you're really good at holding space for people and being a good listener and like not judging. And I'm getting chills because I feel like this is something you're supposed to do, and I feel like that's why you respect me and what I'm doing here, because you're already playing this type of role in your own life. Not necessarily like reading tarot cards, but like you are a very spiritual person, and like your advice tends to be a bit spiritual. Like you are open-minded, like you said. And people consider you very smart and wise, and you came into this life with a lot of knowledge and wisdom, I feel. And so they're saying you're good at helping and counseling and healing other people. And, but funny enough, a lot of times when you're given this gift, the wound is your teacher. So this tumultuous period you went through, this harder part of your life, it's kind of, these wounds are teaching you. It's like teaching you how to heal yourself, because once you understand the healing process more, it'll help you like with your healing others, if that makes sense. It'll help you with your job or your heart-based practice you're going to be developing. So there's some type of gift you have, and I kind of want to just pull some cards from my gift deck and see, like, if, since we're starting with this, let's just go for it. So this is my, my deck that tells you, like, what your spiritual gifts are, and so we're going to see if that has any of these gifts have anything to do with this. Okay. I'm laughing at the card I just pulled because I feel like you already know that. Okay, hang on. I'm pulling one more. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. So first of all, for your spiritual gifts, you got astral projection. And basically what this is it's a type of telepathy. And basically it's where you're a vivid dreamer and you're a vivid meditator. So you're able to leave your body to receive information and healing. And you've talked in your email about meditation and how that's been helping you and that's been opening you up a lot lately. And so that's one of your gifts. You're very good at meditation. And, you know, receiving your own healing through that. And so that's why I feel like this grounded nature, like I honestly feel like you're going to be fine through this transition, but we're just revealing or maybe confirming some things that are happening around you. I feel like I'm probably going to be telling you a lot of what you already know, but that's kind of the fun thing about these readings is like just having someone else resonate with you and what's going on. So that's what we're doing here. And I already knew it. I told you, and like after you wrote me that email, I wrote back like, yeah, great, let's do this. And I also said like, you're a really good writer. Like I couldn't help but comment on it. And look, you got the automatic writing card. So basically you have a gift with writing, and it's basically automatic writing is the ability to write without consciousness. It's as if something else takes over completely. So you're gifted with words and communication. And I have automatic writing and automatic speaking. Obvi. I have a lot of the spiritual gifts. But yes, you have this gift, and like that's why it's so easy for you to write emails and for you to like speak to other people, and like, you know, you have this gift with words and communication, but it's hard because you have a block when it comes to people, like your logicalness, your cerebralness. Sometimes it puts up blocks, and like that part of you comes from, well, it comes from trauma, and we can uncover more of that later. But what's needed here is for your heart to open even more, for you to become more vulnerable, and also to learn boundaries so that you can, boundaries with other people, and boundaries with your own thoughts and emotions, and like kind of how to balance all this out, which you've already been doing through your meditation. But basically the path right now for you is all about balancing, and I think that's what this healing has to do. It's more about like really stepping into your fullness, stepping into your potential, and like especially with your age and where you're at right now in your life, like you're at the apex of this cycle of your life. Like this is a time for you to step into your greatness, and I think that that's exactly what you're doing here. And it's humbling for me to do this reading for you because like this is a huge transformation that's happening in your life. So what energy is coming in for you? This is so basic, but like you got the transformation card, and then you got the transition card. So yeah, you're going through a transformation. I don't know how else to say it. And it's like the wheel of the year is turning. This represents the darkness and that tumultuous period you left behind. But if you look down at the water, it's like smooth, and it's like smooth sailing ahead. And the swan, of course, is a symbol of grace. The hooded man here symbolizes like a time of solitude and retreat, like where you have to go within and kind of figure some things out. Maybe just spend time alone because like you don't want anybody's energies like confusing you right now, mixing things up. A time where like it's not necessarily your priority to get out there and take action and go make connections, and it doesn't mean that like you're alone and you're isolated, which I don't recommend. It just means like this is more, like you said, a healing time in your life, a period of restoration and transformation. The great thing about transformation is that this card says you're experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. So there are some good things that are going to come out of this, of course. So what energy is leaving your life? Maybe your home was threatened. Maybe you had to move, and it was a time where you had to stand up for yourself, and you had to really... When I see this image of this woman just holding the light, she doesn't look very chill. She looks kind of intense, and like this fire, it isn't huge. It's like small, and it's like talking about times in your life where it's really hard to find your peace. It's really hard to find your inner light, your inner truth, and to remember that like, you know, it's always darkest before the dawn kind of thing. It's hard to remember that like you are in control, and like all of this is a bigger picture. It's hard. It's just hard when you go through these things. And I feel like this is what happened, like something like a separation, or leaving your home, or having to move, or just not find, like maybe even some trauma from your past, like what happened in your home growing up, like, and you carrying that into the future and it causing issues. But like, how awesome is that? How awesome is it that this is an energy that's leaving? So this is leaving your life, and what's coming in, like you said, is the restoration. So these cards are really confirming where you're at. I'm more interested to see what the rest of this spread has to say. So let's really get into this now. You're resting and healing. What areas need this focus? We touched on this already a little bit so far, but your love life is very important for your future and for your career. It's like when you find this, there's like a particular partner or person out there, maybe even a couple, who are going to help like you open your heart and become more vulnerable, like we've been talking about, so that you can step in to your greatness and your fullness, and like really start putting your gifts out into the world and really fulfilling yourself and coming to happiness on in a new level, you know. And the reason is because when you get in relationships, and especially romantic relationships, these people mirror back to you like aspects of yourself that need healing, so it helps you like kind of get to the root of certain issues. But they also mirror back to you aspects of yourself that are amazing, and sometimes you forget like the good qualities of yourself. And having like a good quality soulmate in your life or person in your life to bring that to your attention, to see you with the eyes of love and through the lens of love, that gives you a lot of confidence and strength to carry on and move forward, to become who you are. But you shouldn't depend on other people for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, in order to attract something like this into your life, as within, so without. As above, so below. So within you, you have to find your inner love and your inner peace. And, like, you need to feel confident in yourself. And you need to feel sexy. And you need to feel like, I am worthy of you know, a beautiful goddess. You know what I mean? You need to pull that up in yourself. And that's something that kind of takes time, especially if you've had like traumatic relationships or toxic, you know, relationships in your past, like many of us have had. It's part of the journey. Sometimes you're the toxic person, and that's part of the journey too. So what I'm seeing here is that yes, there's like, you need to be open to this and realize like you can't do it alone. Like, you're very stubborn and kind of like too independent here. And sorry, that's kind of harsh. But I wonder if you're a Taurus. I wonder if you're an earth sign, or if you have a lot of earth signs in your chart, because I feel that like you're very grounded and dependable and stable, which is good. But then sometimes it keeps you from connecting with people, and I'm tapping into these walls. Part of it's because of your nature. Part of it's because of trauma, and it's like stuff that needs to be healed. But then the other part of it's because of your boundaries. You need to heal what's happened to you in relationships in the past. And maybe that's the reason you had this tumultuous past, which is like a question mark, a mystery for me, because you didn't mention it, but I am seeing in the cards it had to do with your home, relationships, maybe a really like traumatizing breakup. And dude, I totally know how that is. Like, I remember dating someone for a year, and it ripped my heart out for like years and years, like, and sometimes it still hurts. And I'm like, that was just 1 year of my life, but like, you know, maybe this was many years, and like I can't even imagine what that's like. And I think that this is like some type of big breakup or big separation you've been feeling in love, or perhaps this deep desire like to connect with someone else is coming up. But they're saying that you need to make room for this in your life. First of all, by healing. And I think you already have developed some healing practices for yourself. I'm not going to sit here and tell you how to heal and like what to do. That's very personal. The meditation definitely helps. Affirmations are great. I'm recommending these channels all the time. I'm hoping soon on this channel to offer it myself, but there's these dudes here on YouTube. Their names are Jason Stevenson and Michael Sealey. So Michael, and it's Sealey, and then Jason Stevenson, and then Stevenson is spelled with a PH. But you'll find them, even if you spell it wrong. Just type it in, and they've got some awesome meditations that just unlock it. And they also have some great affirmations. And whenever, like, I'm just hating on myself, because I do that sometimes, because of some programming from my past I'm still trying to get rid of, I just freaking put on some headphones, and like I'll do it while I'm cleaning, and I'll just do my affirmations, and I'll just try to brainwash myself back into positive thinking. Oh my gosh. You know, it's important not to ignore the negative thoughts when they come up, you know, like to be present with that for a second. Ask yourself, like, is this true? Like, where does this come from? Like, is there something I need to change? You know, but for the most part, a lot of those thoughts don't help you, and I feel like you're very hard on yourself, and you're very, and then it's caused you to be kind of hard on others, and so, lots of baggage here in this area, but hey, who doesn't have that? Something that's going to help you is making more boundaries on your time. Since you are such a healing person to be around, your words are healing, your energy is healing, like you just have this green energy around you, you're going to find people flocking to you, just even though you have all these walls up for yourself emotionally, kind of, especially through this healing. It doesn't even matter. These people are still drawn to your light. And so they're saying you need to check yourself, because some of these people around you, like, are draining your energy, and it's taking the energy away that you could be spending on, like, attracting this into your life, or, like, doing your own self-care, or actually being with a person. Because I look back at times I was trying to attract relationships and a relationship like this into my life, and I remember, like, I had a lot of friends and a lot of, like, people of the opposite sex I was hanging out with. It was, like, not really a friend, but not, like, pseudo relationships type stuff. And it's hard to attract someone when you have, like, this blockage here of other people sucking your energy, and, like, I just feel some of that going on around you. But on to something more positive. I told you, we're gonna get deep, we're gonna unlock it. These cards don't lie, they're just like, bam, here's what's going on. I love that this card came out for you, because I just got this yellow and green card, and it's just so interesting. It has to do with fertility and growth and creativity and nature. And then the yellow stands for inspiration and illumination and energizing happiness. Together, these colors stand for heal and communicate. And these are my favorite colors, and these colors I really feel like embody the essence of me, and so this card is, like, very personal. It was the first card I made for my personal deck. I've never had it come out in a reading on here before. I've never had it come out for someone, and so I feel like the reason you resonate with me is because we're similar, and I've said this to a few people on the channel, because I have a lot of people who are artists or who are empaths, and your vibe attracts your tribe, so, like, we're probably on a similar vibe here. And you're a healer, dude. Like, I don't know how else to say it, but you're a healer, and you can heal no matter what. Like, you can just choose to continue your job and just heal whoever comes across your path. You're gonna do it anyways. It's just like who you are, you know, it's what you are. You know, you can choose to do something super spiritual if you want and be like, I'm a Reiki healer. Or it doesn't have to be like that. You can choose something more traditional to do your healing. You can just start a blog and just write something that's funny. Like, just write funny poetry that makes people laugh. That's healing. You can decide to paint, you know, or write poetry and release it. Even if the poetry is, like, super dark and, like, depressing, like, that's still gonna help someone who's, like, there in that place and who gets it, and, like, help them realize they're not alone. Like, what I'm trying to say is that you have these gifts with healing and counseling. You are here to heal and communicate. You are a healer and you are a communicator. And you can choose to use these gifts however you want. The universe doesn't care. It's going to support you. But, like, it wants to open this side of you up so that you can step more into this nature. Like, an expansion where you're going to take this to the next level. And you're going to draw a ton of abundance your way doing it. I mean, funny enough, you know, I used to have a day job, and the fashion stuff and, like, this healing stuff I'm doing, I would just do it on the side. Like, I'd help my friends if they had a breakup and, you know, support them, and you know, I would give advice, even though, like, my life was always kind of a mess. It's funny, people would still, like, ask me for advice, because I have this gift, I carry it with me, you know? And my fashion stuff, I would, like I said, I just do it a little bit on the side, and I had big dreams, and I just kept going step by step, and now I'm making tons of money doing my fashion styling, and this channel is, like, blowing up right now, and, like, I'm getting all this money to purchase equipment and, like, take it to the next level and fund my ethical fashion projects. So, you know, just do what you love. There's, you know, abundance flows where your energy and passion goes. Abundance flows where your energy and passion goes, and, like, you got to find out where is your energy and where is your passion. Like, I can tell that you loved writing that email to me. Like, you loved, like, all, like, picking all the words and, like, telling me about yourself and, like, communicating, and, like, I love that. I love, like, when I was little, I used to write letters to all my friends. Like, I still am, like, I'm a letter person, and I love communicating and, like, talking about everything. And some people are completely overwhelmed by it, and so that's why I've had to learn boundaries. Like, I'm still learning this and creating outlets for myself. You might find that your relationships are going to go smoother once you create an outlet for this side of yourself, because there's a side of you that has a lot to say and that wants to speak your truth, but you can overwhelm people with this. Like, you don't need to prove anything to these people that are coming in your life. I feel like you're going to be attracting people who are more on your level and your vibe, but now it's time for you to like open up and share. And I'm really feeling some type of blog, some type of website, some type of book, some type of poetry, some type of art wants to come out of you. These are just things I'm throwing out there, but yes, wow, this is just so much. All right, let's move on. These cards were, like, in a good way, like, super intense. Like, lots of positive energy coming in. So, how can you better flow through this part of the process? We're getting some repetition here with these messages. They're saying you need to let go of your past. There were some things that happened between you and, like, probably your family, or it's either a family or it's like ex-lovers. You know, it's either one of those or it's both. And I would suggest, honestly, hitting up a licensed or professional counselor or therapist, because you have a lot to say and a lot to express, and so talk therapy could work really well for you. It works really well for me. And just go in there, because it's worth it. It's worth it to go there now instead of having to go there later, because a lot of people get into their 50s and 60s and find out they got all this baggage and trauma that's been affecting them, and then they got to go to therapy. It's just better to just get on that train earlier in life. Like, from my experience, you're doing the meditation, but I think it's time to bring other people into your healing journey. And you've done that with me, which I'm, like, very honored and humbled. But I feel like you need someone to walk with you, like, once a week on this path, through this healing transition. There's tons of people out there. Like, there's people who will guide you through meditations. And there's people out there who will do Reiki and, like, just try to, like, look into some other types of healing, but talk therapy is coming up for you too. And speaking of guided meditations, maybe that's something you'd be good at. You're such a healer, and you're so, you do have imagination, you're good with your words, you're good with helping people. I wonder if you would like to guide people, and you have this gift with, like, astral projection and automatic writing. Like, you could probably write, like, the craziest meditations for people, and you could speak them, and, like, you know, or you could just write them out, or that's something you could do for fun too, if that appeals. But like I said, by all means, the universe it's not about, like, converting to a religion or being, like, super spiritual or anything. Like, you know, I've told some people before, I don't care if you feel like you want to go pole dance. Like, if that's what your heart is telling you to do, you have to follow it. So it's more about, like, what's going to be fun to you? What is going to make you happy? Like, what's your passion, you know? And they're saying that you have a lot of responsibility and, like, this burden on you. And they want you to, like, let go of that and have fun. Like, you have a lot of healing to do, but what you're going to need to do is have fun, because you don't want to take this too seriously. I learned that on my journey. Like, I've been very serious about my healing, but a huge part of healing, basically, I'm going to say, like, 90% of healing, the healing process, is, like, the need to actually, like, get outside into nature and, like, have fun and to, like, find your bliss again. So it's like a time where you go within, you clear some stuff out, but then you find just, like, you gotta get reconnected with the simplicity of life, you know? So that's something that's coming through. A lot's coming through. Alright. What do you need to let go of? You feel like the only way to make money is through this system. And I think you are going to find a way to make money without it. And that's what they want you to let go of. The universe is like, dude, there's a way bigger plan for you. You feel so small and insignificant here in this world, but there's a bigger picture, and there's a light that's guiding you. and you have very, very strong gifts, and sorry, I don't know, my camera's not focusing. This is a very powerful gift you have, and like you have it's been given to you because of who you are, and because of your strength and your you can handle it. You can actually handle this. I feel like this reading is just like very sacred. Very sacred. I'm just like, oh my god! I can't believe I'm giving you this reading. Okay, overall advice. They're just like, forget about the injustices. It wasn't really about that. You'll see in retrospect. You'll understand more about like this whole thing you're going through. They want you to expect a miracle. They want you to believe that like something crazy, awesome could happen in your life. And I'm proof. I've had some amazing things happen in my life that I feel like I didn't even deserve. And I'm still working on my worthiness too. But yeah, I just laugh because of some of the beautiful things that have happened to me in my life, despite everything that's happened and I've been through. And I know beautiful things are going to happen for you too, and for everyone. They want you to trust your inner wisdom. They're like, yeah, it's cool that like you're listening to my channel and like you're finding people on the internet that you resonate with, and that you're like into like getting into all this, but they're like, don't forget this is about you and your inner truth. Like this service that I'm providing for you right now, it's more about helping you remember like your inner strength and your inner truth and like your gifts and like just all this potential that you have. And this came out from my Green Witch Tarot, and it's like telling a little story here. So I don't usually read this with the guidebook, but I'm going to attempt to. So someone's left your life, and now you're like confused. Like you have all these cups. This represents emotion, and it's like you don't really want to go there. Like you're very grounded. Lots of abundance around you, like we've been talking about, but you're confused because you're like, where do I go? How do I do this? Like this is very new for you. Like you know that you're going through a healing process, and that you want to do this right and everything, but you're just worried. You're overthinking a lot of things. And it's because they're saying, like, you need to admit to yourself the truth of what happened. Like, look at this crazy friggin' picture. And it's reversed. It's like, what? This crazy explosion. And they're saying, stop cerebralizing what happened to you, and realize what happened to you really sucked and was awful, and like you need to like connect with that pain for a second there, and like let it hit you, and actually like let yourself mourn, or let yourself cry, or let yourself grieve, and you need to accept what happened with this whole thing. And they're saying that hang on, it's coming to me. I think they're trying to say that this is the truth about you. That you're here to heal and communicate. And that you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to make all the pain go away in order to be able to do this. You don't have to wait for permission in order to do what you're here to do. You don't have to wait for the right credentials or the right, like, you can just start, and like the path will reveal itself to you. And I feel like when this person left your life, it was the beginning of this path for you. And so you're aware, like, you're on a new path, and you're aware that like you're transitioning to this. But what you don't see is that everything that happened has like a greater purpose in your life. And so they just want you to be open to like maybe stop trying to figure everything out, and like to surrender and like let go of your control here, and see like what wants to happen in your life. And a message that's coming out for you to wrap this up is that Sometimes I stop these videos and I go carry on with the rest of my day, and a couple hours later, like, I end up crying or something over something, or I have my own healing and my own pain and my own stuff going on in my life. So I haven't gotten to this point. I haven't, like, reached enlightenment or something. Like, I haven't, like, I think some people in the spiritual community just, like, try to cerebralize everything so hard. It's all about just, like, being super positive and zen and, like, separating yourself from your emotions. But I think true spirituality is actually, like, embracing your emotions, embracing the darkness and embracing the light. And they want you to embrace the darkness. And maybe you'll make some type of art, or, like, you'll learn something out of this that's going to help you, like, with your future, with your healing and communicating. So I hope that this message helped you out. Like, I'm so excited. One more message. They won't stop. There's, like, so much that came out. My hawk feather, like, flew off the shelf in the middle of this reading. So you should Google, like, the hawk animal totem or hawk animal symbolism or whatever, and see if any of the hawks resonate with you, and then look up. Maybe you'll see some hawks around you at, like, some, like, as a sign, like, in significant moments. So, I hope that this resonated with you. Peace out.